What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a great day, and in today's video I'm sharing with you the 4 dangers of doing a cash out refinance and what you need to know. Many homeowners are living life chilling on all that equity they've made the past 2+ years. They're starting to look at that equity and it's looking juicy and they want to tap into it. You might be somebody who's got a good pile of equity and you're wondering if you should tap into it. So in this video I'm sharing with you the 4 dangers of tapping into your equity and what you need to be careful for. Now, as always, if you get any value in this video, hit that free like button and let's get started. Number 1. Adding more debt to your property will restart the cycle of your mortgage. Many don't realize this, and you might be looking at your equity and you're like, I got 60% of equity. This is awesome. Now, over the last year or 2 years, maybe your equity got up 40%. So initially, you paid down 20% of legit equity into your home. And many don't realize when you do a cash out refinance, you restart the cycle of your loan term. So for example, if you paid down $50,000 in equity, you can't forget that you also had to pay interest. So you paying down $50,000 of equity really means you paid a ton of interest to get to that point. So when you do a cash out refinance, the amount of cash you take out plus the debt of your home all recycles and restarts with a 30-year new mortgage term. So the next $50,000 of equity that you pay down into your home with the new term, guess what happens? You're paying another percent of interest on that $50,000. I know this sounds a bit complicated, but let me try to simplify it. If you paid down $50,000 of equity, and to get to that $50,000, you have to pay $30,000 in interest. Guess what happens when you restart the cycle of your new term? To pay down again that same $50,000, you're gonna have to pay again that $30,000 in interest because it's principal plus interest every monthly payment. Now, this is also contingent on your terms. What if you got a 3% rate on your refinance, but the other one was a 4%? So you're gonna have to adjust that accordingly, but this is what I mean by you can almost pay double in interest without you even realizing it. So in short, danger number 1 that you need to be careful for is you are restarting your mortgage cycle. Danger number 2 is you will spend that money. Hopefully you invest it and that was your goal on cashing it out. But many people actually spend that money that they cash out. Now, when I say spend, I don't mean spend it in the right spot. They spend it where they're like, hey, I got $100,000 cash out of my home. Let me go take a vacation. Let me go remodel my kitchen. Let me go park it in the bank and just have it as a safety net. The issue is when you have so much money just stashed, you start to just burn through it. A random emergency bill comes up and you're like, I got 100 grand. I'll go spend 3 grand from it for this emergency bill. Whereas if you never had that 100 grand, you would have made it happen with the money that you got and figured it out a different way, not just dip into the savings. A huge danger is many do a cash out refinance and they just somehow blow it. I would rather you have it in equity, always there, than taking it out not knowing where you're putting it. Of course, if you're doing a cash out refinance to invest that money, it's a whole nother game and that is positive. But the danger is many don't do it for that reason. Many say, hey, I just want a new car, I want a better kitchen, I want to upgrade the roof, I want to do 1, 2, 3, I want to build a pool. And that's not the right move to make. That's a huge danger. Now, danger number 3 is what happens when the market crashes. Guys, this is inevitable. You got a market that goes up, a market that goes down, a market that goes up, a market that goes down. It's cycles, it's life. What happens if you did a cash out refinance in a really good market and you left 20% of equity in your home? But then the market gets really bad and the equity you had, which was 20%, is good. However, the market dipped 20 to 40%. So now essentially your equity is wiped out and some. Now you might be like, well, Karam, I don't care because I plan to live in the house for 6+ years. By that time, the market will get better and it cycles, and you understand that. And I understand that. But guys, life is unexpected. You sell today, you buy today, you never know what pops up. You might get a call that forces you to list your house on the market. What if it's in the wrong time in the wrong market? What if you have no choice? What if that's just what you have to do for your family? So that 20% equity that you had, plus the cash out that you took out, you probably spent it somewhere else. Hopefully you've invested it. But what happens when your equity is now wiped out? Now you might have to do a short sale. Now you're not taking anything home when you sell your house and you're now left with zero. This is huge, and so many of you need to hear this. Cashing out in a good market, getting top dollar for your home and it appraises high is great. But what happens when the market turns and now your house loses a ton of equity? You want to pray that you don't have to sell in that market. And danger number 4 is cash out refinance fees are expensive. Depending on your loan amount, your lender, how much you're cashing out, I've seen people pay $5,000 in fees to $30,000 in fees, and of course that number can even be more. Now this is a trick that I know many people do, is instead of paying that fee up front, they just tack it on their mortgage. So if their mortgage is $200,000 and their fees $10,000, they now have a $210,000 loan. But now whenever you come to sell your house, you're gonna have to pay that off, which made your mortgage higher. Many max out their equity, many max out their debt, and that's not what you wanna do. You don't wanna just think of today, you wanna think of tomorrow. Today you might take 100 grand, but you just raised your debt by 100 grand plus your $10,000 cash out fee, so you just raised your debt by 110 grand. Now this 100 grand you pulled out, what are you gonna do with it? Invest it, spend it, blow it, sit on it? That is the danger that many people think of today and they're not thinking of tomorrow. So my goal, guys, is for you to think of tomorrow and also be smart with today, but don't just try to get instant gratification. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 4 dangers of doing a cash out refinance and how you need to be careful. Now I made a video that says the 4 reasons you should do a cash out refinance because it has benefits if you play it right. So check that video out. I'm gonna link it up top somewhere here. And watch that video, watch this video, make sure you know the dangers, make sure you know the positives, and then act accordingly. My goal with this channel is to give you guys the tools, the resources to make sure that you manage and you make the most money that you possibly can. And I just want to make sure you're protected throughout every move that you make. I share with you guys my experiences, things that I do, that I don't do because they're dangerous, and hopefully you take that home and you apply that in your life. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button. It's for free. And then also, if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. It's also for free. And thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all later, and I'm out.